So Donald Trump has made headlines over the last couple months for randomly, weirdly praising the late, great Hannibal Lecter in rallies and maybe even in interviews, but he's at least done it in two separate rallies. And this week, during a rally, Donald Trump gave us the reason why he keeps talking about Hannibal Lecter. And he says, and I'm not making this up, it's because these are, quote, real stories. Here is the full, in context quote of what Donald Trump said about Hannibal Lecter being a real story. They're coming not just from South America, but from Africa, from Asia, from the Middle East. They're coming from everywhere. They're coming from all over the world, from prisons and jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late, great Hannibal Lecter, okay? They say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter? He must be cognitively in trouble. No, these are real stories. Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. He's a lovely man. He wants to have you for dinner. He'd like to have you for dinner. So does the context make it any better? No. It actually makes it worse, and that's what I love about Trump, is that some people always say, like, well, you're taking it out of context. And then when you put it in the context, it's like, oh, okay, he's just insane. I mean, honestly, how can you listen to what I just read and come to any other conclusion other than he's insane? He says Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs, these are real stories. Nope, that is an actor. You were not, in fact, watching a documentary. You were watching a fictional story. But he thinks they're real. He thinks it's real. And if that's the case, then I would advise him to definitely not watch any movie in the Jurassic Park series, right? That'll just freak the hell out of him. Did you see that documentary about the dinosaurs? Like, no. This is crazy. I mean, for the love of God, folks, what if the tables were turned? What if President Biden was out there talking about the late, great Hannibal Lecter and then eventually said, well, the reason I say that is because, you know, it's a real story. That would be headlines for the next 8 months of our lives. So we would see that every day. Trump did it in a rally. And by the way, this rally wasn't yesterday. It wasn't the day before. This has now been out there for 2.5, 3 days at this point, and nothing. Where the frick is the media on this issue? Donald Trump went insane on stage, thinks Hannibal Lecter's a real person. And here's the thing, even if, let's assume for a minute, if Hannibal Lecter was real and Silence of the Lambs was a documentary and not a movie, why are you praising him then? Like the late, great, even if he were real, you still shouldn't be saying those things. So even your excuse, which kind of says you're crazy, still makes even less sense. And again, in the context, you're talking about immigration, and then you're like, and Hannibal Lecter, I mean, you know, we got to deal with him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why is the media not talking about this nonstop 24 hours a day? Because this is crazy town, right? This is Looney Tunes territory that Donald Trump has gone into now. It's time for the nice men in the white coats to come give Donald Trump one of those comfy jackets where he can hug himself and take him in for an immediate psychological evaluation, because this is not normal. America's Lawyer has launched its own YouTube channel. Now, this channel, of course, is still in its early phases of development, but you can help grow it by subscribing. Just go to youtube.com/theamericaslawyer, and you'll get all of the great content from Mike Papantonio and myself that we produce every single week.